So, hello everybody, Pancakes here, and I got some more Modern Warfare 2. And for those of you who want more Black Ops, the next video I put up will be Black Ops, so do not fret. This match I'm using MP5K silenced with AA12 secondary. And this was honestly not probably the best setup for me to use on this particular map, nor would I ever actually recommend the silenced MP5K. It's actually a really horrible gun to use because it's got no range effectively and high recoil. But I don't know, I was bored, so I just went with it. And you'll see towards the beginning it starts off pretty sloppy because I don't use this often, and I don't use A12 often either, so I was very confused towards the beginning. But it cleans up towards the end. I was actually pretty hesitant towards uploading this because of that fact. You know, I don't like uploading matches where I play really bad towards the beginning and then play really well towards the end, or vice versa. I like uploading matches where I play well throughout, preferably, but at least that it's more balanced, if you know what I mean. But I figured that you guys would probably prefer to see this regardless, so I hope you guys can excuse the sloppy opening to the match like you see here. I mean, why the hell am I firing an A12 at him at that range? I don't know. Actually, I think it was because I thought it was a Raffica, because I usually use the Raffica as a secondary when I play this game, but that threw me off a little. But towards the end of the match, you know, I go on a really nice kill streak, so hopefully you guys will enjoy that. But just recently, I think it was Friday night, I watched a movie that goes by the name of Insidious. I'm sure many of you have probably heard of this movie. It's the new horror movie that just came out. You know, everybody's kind of talking about it who likes horror movies. And I heard from a number of people that this movie was just terrifying and that I had to go see it. And so I did. By myself, because everybody I knew had already seen it, which was a bummer. So I walked into the theater by myself. It was about one quarter full, so there were people in there, but it wasn't packed or anything. And the movie was creepy. I mean, there were definitely moments in the movie where I just felt creeped out. I mean, for those of you who've seen the movie, I mean, there's what I like to refer to as curtain face, which was a real creepy moment. Usually demonic faces and babies don't go well together. And the girl with the rifle, that was pretty creepy as well. So there were some genuinely creepy moments in the movie which I liked. And here was a pretty epic fail on my part. I've told you guys countless times not to do what I just did there, which is to go back the same direction of somebody who just saw you run that way. I should not have done that. That was dumb. And take that as a lesson for you guys. Do not make that mistake. And you should be good. I guess it just goes to show that even people who upload videos on YouTube, like me, make dumb mistakes. And trust me on that one, I make a lot of dumb mistakes when I play. I make a lot more than a lot of you probably think. Such as this beautiful grenade throw here. Look at that. That is wonderful. I don't think I could have done any better, if I say so myself. Yeah, so I definitely have some fails. And I don't want people to get this impression that, you know, I always get ridiculous scores, because I don't. I really don't. I can usually do okay. You know, I can usually get decent scores and whatnot, and I might get some really good matches here and there, but no, I by no means go with like 40-3 every game. You know, that's not normal. That's why I upload them, is because they're good matches. So I just want to keep this clear. You know, I make mistakes too. Everybody does. I've seen. I mean, even players who, you know, are really, really good. Like I consider C. Nanners to be a really good player, and HQ Fighter, if any of you guys know who he is, he's also, I think, a really good player. Even they, you know, make dumb mistakes, I'm sure. So, you know, if you make dumb mistakes, do not feel bad. We all do. But yeah, back on topic with Insidious. Yeah, there's definitely some very creepy moments in the movie. They're the kinds of moments that I sometimes think about when I go to sleep at night. Not often, but I have a very active imagination, and this particularly happens when I'm like home alone. and I go to sleep, and then I start kind of psyching myself out because my mind just wanders, and sometimes it wanders in the wrong places, and I start thinking of things like what if there were a figure standing outside my window right now watching me as I sleep, or maybe standing right at the foot of my bed just staring at me. The general idea of something just watching me is very creepy and unsettling to me. And those were the kinds of little subtle things that the movie played on, which I thought was pretty effective. Although the movie, there were some things I didn't like about it so much. It got kind of lame towards the end. Don't really want to spoil anything, but you'll see what I mean. But overall, I thought it was a pretty good movie. It's pretty creepy. If you're looking for a movie that's actually decently scary, I would probably recommend it. Although, what's scary for one person isn't always scary for another person. And so, keep that in mind when it comes to any horror movie. But overall, it was pretty good. And this kind of leads me into another thing that happened to me. I think it was about a year ago that this happened to me. It was probably one of the more creepy things to happen to me in real life. And that was, it was like a Friday night. This was a year ago. It was about a Friday night. All my friends were busy doing something, and so I was bored, and I thought, okay, I will go rent a movie. So, got in my car, I drove to Blockbuster, and I saw in the middle of the parking lot, there was this old woman, and she had this weird twitch to her. It was a very violent twitch, like something you would see out of like a horror movie, like The Exorcist or something. Like she actually looked legitimately possessed, like that kind of twitch. And it was creepy as hell. And she was just kind of standing there twitching, and I got out of the car, and I'm like, that's really weird. So I didn't go anywhere near her. Needless to say, I went into the Blockbuster to rent my movie. And so after I picked out my movie, I went to the counter to pay for it. And I talked to the person at the cash register, and I asked her, what's going on with that woman out there? She's just kind of twitching. And the lady at the cash register looks at me, she says, "Oh, is she still out there? She's been out there for 5 hours." And that kind of creeped me out. But I kind of try to brush it off as nothing, because, it's just an old lady twitching. Who knows? Maybe she's schizo or something. So I walk out of the building, and she's standing right by my car staring at me while twitching like some sort of possessed demon. And that that sent a chill down my spine. Like that, oof. And I got out of there as quick as I could, needless to say. And I walked towards my car very slowly, just like glancing at her every few seconds. Like it was creepy. So yeah, that was definitely a very horrifying experience for me. And I had like I can't really think of anything because it was so. It was, I don't know how to describe it, but it seemed so real that it looked like she was actually possessed. But yeah, so if any of you guys have any sort of scary experiences in real life, or maybe maybe a nightmare you had, any sort of like scary story, so to speak, feel free to share them in the comments. I'm always interested in reading some of these experiences. They're always interesting and fun to read. So please, by all means, if you have anything you'd like to share, please post so in the comments. I think it would be very interesting. And other than that, I don't really know what else to say. We're winding down here. I think I kind of spend the rest of the match just kind of taking it easy and trying to pick people off. That's what I like to do towards the end of matches. I don't like to get killed within the last minute. I don't know why. It just frustrates me. So I tend to try and avoid it and play smart towards the end and be very cautious. But looks like anyway we're out of time. One more thing though, I do have a Twitter account. I've said this many times, but I want to make sure that everybody knows. All updates will be announced there. Please follow me on Twitter. Link in the description. Other than that, I think I'm good. Nothing else to say. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys later.